All right. I think we are live right now. Let me just check that everything is working. It does indeed look like everything is working. We are also testing out audio and everything, so give me another minute or two before we get into it, but welcome everybody. Today is going to be day 0 of the Natsu Basho. Another fantastic tournament about to begin here. May 14th. Of course, it's already May 13th over there. Everyone is waiting in anticipation. They've already had the ring purification ceremony. This is not live. Oh, it is live. Look at that. But we'll be watching that later in a little bit over on the Twitch side. First thing is first for us. We are going to be reviewing the Banzuke, seeing how well I did when it comes to Guess the Banzuke, and as well as doing the Kachi-clash. So, main question is, how well did I do on Guess the Banzuke? And, well, the thing is, you probably don't want to know, because I did awful. Well, where's my name? I don't know. I don't see it. There's Leo Nishiki. I don't know who he is, but oh, look, there I am. 137th place. And it is because this was a very difficult Banzuke to call. I had, what was that, 32 points? Well, I mean, obviously it wasn't very hard for these guys. Thank you very much, Scandalous Murph, for the tier 1 sub. And yes, I will be getting to the news in just a little bit as well, that we do have a lot of sumo news that we need to talk about. And actually, yeah, let's talk about that first. ICHINOJO is retired. He has decided to hang up the mawashi after, coming back in very, very strong form, ending on a high note with that Yusho in Judio. He has decided to retire because of those back injuries. Back injuries, neck injuries, elbow injuries, all these injuries that have been plaguing him for so long. I never switched the screen over here. But yes, so many injuries that have been plaguing him for so long. It's very unfortunate that he is out, because, I mean, he was very strong. He was doing very well for himself, but that is just how the way things go. We don't know if there is anything to do with his drinking problem, which my theory is he was drinking because of those injuries and trying to, basically use that as a painkiller. So that's probably why he was drinking so heavily in the first place, and probably thought it would just be better for his health and everyone involved if he were to just, go out on that high note, winning the Yusho 14-1. And he does have his Yusho from earlier this year. He is, he's only a year older than me, so not even 30, he's retiring. And I think that is pretty strange too. Well, it's not too strange, but to see these younger guys retire, like ICHINOJO, like Yutakayama, due to injury that they sustained, that really is the nature of the sport. To see these guys go down due to injury and, just not being able to keep up with that lifestyle. Whereas on the other hand of the coin, you have Tamawashi, who's going to be pushing 40 in a year or two. You have people like Okino Umi, Shimano Umi. Well, Shimano Umi is falling way down, but Aoyama is still in it. Myogiryu is still in it. So it's kind of funny that we have, this young guy who is very strong, doing very well for himself, essentially fall off the wagon, fall off the horse because, I don't know what was going on with his regiment or what was going on, behind the scenes, but clearly his rehab wasn't doing enough for his body, and he, unfortunately, is going to be retiring. Along that same line, we have another man who is going to be out for quite a long time, his name being Wakatakakage. You might remember in my review videos going over, Wakatakakage, or at the very least in the all 15-day video. When you break it down slowly, you can see Wakatakakage's knee hit the Tawara really, really hard. And thank you so much for the subscription, Darth Silius. Very much appreciate that. But Wakatakakage is also going to be out for quite a long time. Major knee injury on that day 13. But then he would go on to win the Mono-e match, the Torinaoshi match, which is pretty cool for him. But, unfortunately, that knee will be taking him out. And one of the other storylines is going to be the rise of his older brother, the middle brother, Wakamoto Haru. Wakamoto Haru is at the Sekiwake position, filling in for Wakatakakage, and it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Technically, Wakamoto Haru could make it to Ozeki status. Coming off of a 9-6 and 11-4, he would need a 13-win Basho, most likely get the Yusho as well, and he could be considered for Ozeki. To follow up on that, we have two other Ozeki hopefuls in Kiribayama and Daieisho. Daieisho needs 11 wins. Kiribayama needs 10. That was already guaranteed by the Sumo Association. They've already announced that if those two gentlemen get 10 wins for Kiribayama and 11 wins for Daieisho, then they indeed will make it to Ozeki status. Wakamoto Haru, he would need to put in a lot of work, though. No ads this Basho. Yeah, you got it. While I do have everyone's attention as well, I know we don't have that many viewers on the YouTube side, but I will say again, we will not be streaming to the YouTube side. I thought about setting up another YouTube channel for it, but I think that is too much trouble and too much just strain on my computer than it will be worth. So, we will be streaming the tournament live in full like we usually do for July, the July Basho. It will not be happening for this May Basho. And that is because we still have to wait for the NHK copyright strikes to go away, which is really annoying, but that is how it's going to have to be. If you scroll up in the chat, you can see that I'm also streaming on Twitch, and that is where the action is going to be taking place. We have never had any issues on Twitch, and hopefully we can continue to have no issues on Twitch. Let me knock on wood real quick. And now that all of that is out of the way, I think we can start to talk about what is going to be going on the Banzuke. So, my Guess the Banzuke, I got completely blown out, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with me overvaluing and undervaluing how people are going to move up and down the Banzuke. I was 20 ranks away from the bottom, and even at the previous Kachi-clash, oof, man, hold on, that was sad. I need to find my name isn't even on this Banzuke anymore. But if I sign in with which one was it? Was it Google? Let me pull that off the screen real quick. Oh wait, no, it is there. So my Kachi-clash went absolutely awful. We got I want my stats. Here we go. We got 26 points, 725th place, basically last place in Kachi-clash. So I could totally understand if you don't want to take my advice for your own Kachi-clash. Busho-san's going to go undefeated and will make D1 again. I really hope so. Tochinoshin is still in it. Let's see. Tochinoshin is at rank. Where the hell is he? Judio 5. So yeah, Tochinoshin is still in it. He's still fighting. Haven't heard anything from Tochinoshin's camp. He is still going to be doing his best out there. Still having issues with YouTube? Yes. We have to wait until, well, technically, from the day of the strike, it was 90 days. So after those 90 days, that's when it will be safe to stream the sumo again on YouTube. And that 90 days falls in the middle of June. So come July, we'll be ready for it. And I do have a plan for streaming on YouTube in July. Wakamoto Haru versus Asanoyama would be quite something. The two most classic guys in sumo, like Mozart versus Beethoven. That would be interesting. And Asanoyama returning to the rank of Maegashira 14 as well. It's very, very, very unlikely we'll see him face Wakamoto Haru, but that would be a hell of a match. And we'll probably see it at the next Basho. Let's see now. So, going over the guesses I had on the Banzuke, you know, you can't get this one wrong. Takakeisho and Terunofuji are where they are. We got those on point. And then I got all of these wrong, right in the middle here. So, Hoshoryu, Wakamoto Haru, I had them on the other side of the Banzuke. So, I lost a little bit of points for that. I did technically predict them higher. And then Daieisho, Kiribayama, I did technically predict them lower, so I lost points there, but I didn't expect Kiribayama to leapfrog Hoshoryu, and then it looks like I didn't expect Daieisho to leapfrog Wakamoto Haru, but that's exactly what happened, and, you know, my Kachi-clash got punished for it. Now, this is another thing I also didn't consider, the Wakatakakage and Shodai placements. So, because Wakatakakage had a losing record and Shodai had a winning record, I thought it would only be natural that Shodai gets put up above Wakatakakage, but I was completely wrong about that. Because Shodai was the one being promoted into Komusubi again, Wakatakakage was falling to that position. They put Wakatakakage at Komusubi 1, whereas I had Shodai at Komusubi 1, both on the west side. So, unfortunately for me, I don't get any points for that. I got 0 points for that. Kota no Waka will be sitting comfortably at Komusubi. After that, we did get Abi and Midori Fuji. We didn't get Takayasu, but we did get Endo. So let's mark all of these guys off as green. Tobizaru fell to Maegashira 3, which I did not expect him to fall that far, so we predicted him higher. Nishiki Fuji, well, Takayasu, where is he? Coin flip between Takayasu and Tobizaru. They bumped Takayasu upwards. Thank you very much for the subscription with your Prime to El Shippo. Yes, we're doing a Banzuke rundown. I'm going over my Guess the Banzuke and why I scored so terribly. So, right up here in Sekiwake, coin flip between, well, not a coin flip between these two, but Wakatakakage and Shodai lost me points. Takayasu, Tobizaru lost me points. Uda and Nishiki Fuji, you know, I had these guys a half a rank away, but because they are, because they're not next to each other on the Banzuke, I don't get the full points. Or because they're not at the right rank, number-wise, I don't get the points for it. Nishikigi, I predicted a bit lower. We are getting a raid. Thank you very much, Despa, for the raid. I really appreciate that. Why was Takakeisho Ozeki West for the Haru Basho, even though he won the Basho? That is a good question, Dakota, and that is because the Yokozuna is always going to be number 1 on the Banzuke. So despite being Yokozuna Ozeki, and Takakeisho also being an Ozeki, the Yokozuna is technically an Ozeki, Yokozuna is still the higher rank, so being Yokozuna is going to put him at Ozeki 1 East, and then Takakeisho will be Ozeki 1 West, just to keep the Banzuke even on both sides, basically. That's why, well, I actually think it's pretty odd that Shodai is Komusubi East, and they also have a Maegashira 17 East, but that's just a little strange. But that's the general rule, is Yokozuna is just the higher rank, so Terunofuji is going to be the east side. Takakeisho, the second highest rank, he's going to be on the west side. Where did I predict ICHINOJO? We'll get there when we get there. So, Nishikigi and Kimbozan, again, these guys, I predicted only half a rank off, but because I predicted them at the wrong number, I don't get any points for that. Let's see. Tamawashi, I was a bit too easy on Tamawashi. I predicted him higher, but they made him fall all the way down to Maegashira 7. So that means that bumps up people like Koto Shouho, who I missed him by half a rank. I missed Koto Shouho by a half of a rank. Meisei, he didn't fall as far as I thought, but I did get Mitakeumi. Bullseye on Mitakeumi. Bullseye on Hokuto Fuji, funnily enough. But Meisei, I had him at Maegashira 7, but they were harder on Tamawashi than I thought they would be. Went a little bit easier on Meisei as a result. So Meisei, I predicted him to be lower, not higher. So this is the issue right now with my Banzuke, is the fact that I'm half of a rank off on a lot of these calls, but it's Nishikifuji and Uda, coin flip, Nishikigi, Kinbozan, coin flip, Koto Shouho, Meisei, or, just losing coin flips right now. I did get Sado no Umi as well. This anchor right here in the middle of the Banzuke. Takanosho, I underpredicted him, and that's mainly because I thought that they would give these 7 and 8, like Hirado Umi. Well, actually they did. They did give Hirado Umi the nod. They kept him at the same rank, but I didn't expect them to leapfrog Takanosho over him. And where did Ryuden fall? Maegashira 10? I had him at Maegashira 9. Onosho I had at Maegashira 8. So I didn't expect Takanosho to leapfrog over Ryuden and Onosho. So that one definitely on me. This one wasn't even a close miss. I predicted Takanosho lower, Onosho and Ryuden higher. Onosho was half of a rank off, but it's still a miss. And so not getting those points. Takeda Fuji, I had Aoyama there. I missed Takeda Fuji by half a rank too. Sue me on that one. So Takeda Fuji, I predicted him lower. Hokuseiho, I predicted him, a rank and a half lower. So I completely missed the point on that one. Daishoho, I got on point. It's funny to see how I kind of randomly get these guys in the middle of the screen. Thank you for the Ora Parahe. Did you foresee Mori Urara's promotion to Jonidan in recognition of his 21st consecutive Makekoshi? No, I did not. I didn't even see that he got promoted. I don't exactly pay attention to Mori Urara. Let's see. Then over here, Aoyama, I had him a few ranks higher. This one was another complete miss. So, what can you do about that? Kotoeko, I actually missed him by only half a rank. So Kotoeko, I didn't even get him that far off. So a light blue one there. Chiyoshoma, I got him on point. So another lucky on point guess. And then this is where the bottom of the Banzuke really comes into form. This is where they put ICHINOJO at Maegashira 13. And this is something that was also contentious at the time, was the fact that Asanoyama and ICHINOJO, a lot of people predicted them up to like Maegashira 5, 6, 7, 8. I knew they were going to get screwed. And so I will stand by the fact that they did indeed get screwed, but they didn't get screwed as hard as I expected them to. So ICHINOJO and Asanoyama leapfrogged, not over here at Maegashira 15 and 16, but they went up to Maegashira 13 and 14. So I predicted these guys a lot lower. So we'll give them the red. And as a result, that pushes everybody else down. Myogiryu, I did get him at the right number, but the wrong side. And then Ichi Yamamoto, I predicted him at Maegashira 13, so I predicted him a lot higher. And then also at the bottom here, that pushes down Tsurugisho, who I had a full rank higher, so we missed the mark on that. And then Oho and Kageaki, I didn't expect that. Oho, Kageaki, well, yeah, no, I gotta say, I didn't expect Kageaki to fall below Oho here. And then I did miss Mitoryu because, again, everyone else got pushed down by the fact that it was really hard to place Sanoyama and ICHINOJO. So I lost points on Mitoryu. Again, only half of a rank off technically, but because it's not the same rank, I lose the points on it. So I predicted him to be higher, which is blue. And then Oho, I predicted lower. And then Kageaki, I predicted higher. But again, like if they actually counted the still half of a rank off, even though it's not the same number rank, I would have got a lot more points. But then again, that would be a completely different game. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bullseyes, which equals 24 points right there. And then for the off by ones, I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got like, what, 30 points? Let me double check that. I was all the way down here. 32. So I must have miscounted something, but you get the picture. I did not do very well on this Guess the Banzuke. There was a lot that just got bumped down by a little bit more than I expected. Like I said, something like Takayasu and Tobizaru being completely different ranks, that's one thing. But then when you have Nishiki Fuji and Uda, just like they're right next to each other. They're right next to where I predicted them to be. It's just annoying that I didn't get those points. But yeah, that is how that went. Now, that'll end the Guess the Banzuke part, so let me just close these out as we can get into playing Kachi-clash. Kachi-clash, for those of you who don't know about it, is basically fantasy sumo, where you get to choose sumo wrestlers based on their ranks, where they are on the Banzuke, and basically you gotta guess and pick which ones are gonna win the most. And usually I go for my favorites, but this is also a good time to kind of analyze what potential matchups we might be seeing and, you know, what kind of stuff we can expect to see from this Basho. So let me take a quick drink. And let's begin. So at the very top, Teruno Fuji and Takakeisho are the only two picks. Teruno Fuji is coming off of a long hiatus, healing up from his injuries. Isagahama said in practice, I think it was last week, that he was looking a little shaky, so he ended Teruno Fuji's practice early. So Teruno Fuji doesn't seem to be at 100%, but then again, we will be taking a look at that footage later in the evening. Whereas, the only other person to pick from right now, Takakeisho, we've heard bad things about his training. Takakeisho is apparently still kind of struggling with whatever injury he had, and we don't expect him to be at 100% either, which is going to be a damn shame if he can't perform. So you're really choosing between two time bombs here. Teruno Fuji is going to be the smarter choice. If you pick Takakeisho, then you're preying on a dream. Teruno Fuji just seems to be the best option here. When does the Basho officially begin? That will be tomorrow. That will be tomorrow at roughly 24 hours from now. Actually, I think it's 23 hours from now. But yes, the Basho will begin tomorrow. And then top division will begin much later than that, of course. I guess I'm a cartoon. Sometimes I'm a cartoon. Sometimes I'm a real person. It just depends on how I'm feeling, and I don't have my green screen set up right now. Let's see. Thank you, NY Native, for another urr. So next up, we have the Sekiwake and Komusubi, Kiribayama, Daieisho, Hoshoryu, Wakamoto Haru being our Sekiwake class. Kotonowaka and Shodai is our Komusubi class. And this is where I probably should have kept that Banzuke open real quick. So let me open it up again, pull it off to the side so we can actually, click on their names and get their stats and that kind of thing. But, Kiribayama, I am very high on him. I've been saying for months now that he has been performing Ozeki level sumo. I believed that he would eventually reach this level, and I feel like now he might finally have the consistency to be at that level. Hoshoryu does definitely have very good sumo. Last tournament, he was still working through that ankle injury, so that's why he didn't perform as well. And I think we might be able to mark him as 100%. Daieisho, We've kind of seen this before from Daieisho, and this is why I wanted to bring up the Banzuke over on this side. We've seen this before all the way back 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago at this point. 13-2 Yusho after a 10-5 goes 8-7. You know, he's fighting the same people, so 8-7 kind of way missing the mark. And then 2 tournaments later, still fighting the same people, 5-10. So, you know, a little bit later, a year later, 11-4 Jun Yusho, then he gets injured. Then he goes 7-8 twice, and now he's back on it. 10-5, 12-3 playoff loss. You know, it's kind of the same as what happened back in 2020, 2021. I don't expect him to get Ozeki. I would expect him to get a winning record. I don't expect him to get Ozeki. And because of that, I don't think he's the best option to choose, especially between Kiribayama and Hoshoryu. So, Wakamoto Haru being the last Sekiwake to take a look at. I've underrated him for so long. You know this. I know this. He keeps making fun of me for it. 9-6 and 11-4 from Komusubi. I don't know if his sumo is on the same level as Kiribayama's. It's definitely up there, you know, by virtue of being 9-6 and 11-4. But is he as good as everyone else in this little section here? I don't think he's better than Kiribayama. I don't think he's better than Hoshoryu. But he's definitely a better pick than Daieisho. Welcome home, baby.
Hey, Mom. Are you...
Yes, I am streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say June?
What June? You're June.
I'm talking to chat.
Fuck chat.
Are you drunk?
No, I wish I was.
Shut up.
I'm angry.
Why? Okay.
It just comes and goes, dude.
I love you, princess. Yeah, anyway, Wakamoto Haru, I don't believe he's better than Kiribayama and Hoshoryu, but I would not knock you for picking him. Now for Kotono Waka and Shodai. Kotono Waka is younger than almost everyone else here except for Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu being 23, Kotono Waka being 25. And then the rest of these guys are much older. Kiribayama 27, Daieisho 29, Wakamoto Haru 29, Shodai 31. So Kotono Waka, I think he still has time to marinate here. The fact that he's up here, like he and Hoshoryu are up here at these young ages is definitely something to look forward to for the far future, not the right now future. Kotono Waka is one of my favorites. He does very solid sumo. Sometimes he gets a little lucky, and you have no idea how disappointed I am that he finished 3 straight losses after being 9-3. Come on, just get that 10th win. But, you know, clearly that kind of shows he's not ready. And, you know, this is going to be his 3rd straight Basho at Komusubi. Is he going to burn out like Takanosho did last year, 2 years ago, where he kept on getting 8-7s from the Sanyaku and then eventually fell back to Maegashira 8-11? I hope that doesn't happen for Kotono Waka because he's so young. I think Kotono Waka might get a losing record here. I think it's likely he could get a losing record here, but he's definitely not the best one to pick here. Kotono Waka is definitely a long shot, whereas Kiribayama and Hoshoryu are the smart options. Wakamoto Haru, dark horse. Kotono Waka, long shot. Shodai, I think he's an even longer shot. Shodai did show up at the previous tournament, finally getting another double-digit victory, but I think that was just one more flash in the pan. I don't think that's going to be the more consistent Shodai. And because I am currently Kiribayama's #1 bandwagoner, I'm going to be voting for Kiribayama myself. Let me take one more drink, please. I wonder if Hosho will finally get it together. Even if he doesn't get it together anytime soon, he's only 23. He's very young. Like, sure, Takakeisho is young. He's 26 as an Ozeki and has been Ozeki since he was like 22 or something like that. Actually, yeah, since he was 22. But, Hoshoryu is 23. He's got time. He was fighting through injury when he got a 10-5. So, now that he should... Yes, I gave him food. Now that he's at 100%, I think Hoshoryu has a really good shot here to start an Ozeki push for July. Welcome, Hammer Smashed.
Chat, has he picked Takanosho yet for Kachi-clash?
I haven't even gotten there yet.
You can't see it, but I have my finger gun pointed to his head.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Bill. I smacked him in the
oh my god, you're abusing our dog. You smacked him in the snoot.
I did. Now I'm gonna go lay down and die. Thank you.
Okay. What, you're not getting your ice cream?
I have it with me already.
Oh, okay. Alright, so this next section. Maegashira 1 through 5. Kinbo's on. Easy. GG Nori, Kinbo's on. But no, to go through it, Abi is at a ceiling. We've seen it before. And for those of you who are more recent viewers, you might still be high on his 12-3 Yusho, but 8-7, 9-6 the previous two Basho. And even way before that, when I started watching sumo, when he was Komusubi, 3 tournaments in a row, 8-7, 9-6, 9-6, could just be reaching the ceiling of this rank is too difficult for him. Because, he can perform well against the bottom of the Banzuke guys, but, I don't expect him to get more than 10 wins. If he does, it's because he beats Teruno Fuji and gets another Kinboshi. I don't really believe in Abi here. Midori Fuji? Damn. Dude, you were 10-0. What happened? But he's back to his career high rank. Last time he was here, he was 7-8. And even in the same neighborhood, 8-7, 6-9. I really like Midori Fuji. He's a fan favorite for a reason. But I don't think he's the best option for the guys in this tier. Clear fan favorite, Takayasu. Takayasu, we know him, we love him, we want him to get that first Yusho. 33 years old, but he's still trucking really hard. Went 10-5 at the previous tournament. Unfortunately, had that big slide in that second going into third trimester. That entire second week was a disaster for him. But again, coming back, recovering from injury, and even the last time he was up here, 11-4 Jun Yusho, 12-3 playoff loss. He's still got it. I think he gets double digits here. Takayasu is probably the best pick and going to be the most popular pick. So look out for Takayasu. Endo. Endo is weird. He's very unpredictable. He has been good for 2 9-6s, but 6-9 from Maegashira 7. The last time he was up this high, he was out for injury. And even way before that, again, out for injury. Maegashira won in July 2020, 8-7. Last time he competed for the Yusho, September, from Maegashira 11. So he had kind of a weak schedule then. I just don't really believe in Endo here. You might get a couple of good wins, but nah. Tobizaru, my main man. Tobizaru, I like him. He's interesting. He's fun. Maybe I was way too high on that 10-5, but now I feel like everyone around him has him figured out, and so he has to try to win with that straight up sumo. And woo, look at that, 6 straight losses. So because he's still at Maegashira 3, he's still going to be fighting up like he was at these ranks of Komusubi, Maegashira 1, and I don't expect him to get double digits again. I don't expect him to get a winning record. But I do love Tobizaru. I am biased towards him. I just don't expect him to do that well. I would not, even though he is my favorite, I would not vote for him here. Nishiki Fuji at a new career high rank of Maegashira 3 West. He can't fight the Yokozuna because they're both from Isagahama stable. So scratch that off the list. That's an automatic loss he gets to avoid. Last time he was up this high, though, 4-11, which is definitely not a good prospect. He is, I would say, on the younger side, which, considering the class in the Banzuke right now. 26 is younger. But how will he do in the second foray in the top? He has to fight Takakeisho, Kiribayama, Hoshoryu, Daieisho, Wakamoto, Kotonowaka. I'm just counting it out. Shodai, Abi, Midori, Takeyasu, Endo, Tobizaru. So that's 12 fights that he has to fight up, because he can't fight Teruno Fuji. Actually, he can't fight Midori Fuji either. So that's 11 matches he has to fight up, and then those remaining 4, he has Ura, Kinbozan, Koto Shoho, Mitakeumi, all these strong guys in the area. He's beyond long shot. I would not vote for Nishiki Fuji here. Hell, I would predict him going double-digit losses. Not going to pick him. Ura! Maegashira 4. Ura! Fan favorite, of course. Very unusual, very tricky. Got a Kinboshi back in September when Teruno Fuji got his injury. Oh, that's also true. We have the Torikumi for day 1. I should have brought that up. Stanley, if you have that, please link it in the oh, wait, no. It should be on the website, right? Show me the Torikumi. No, it's Teruno Fuji Abi, day 1. Anyway, Ura. I like him a lot. He's cool. He's interesting. He's fun. If I had to choose between, cool, interesting, and fun sumo wrestlers, I'd choose Tobizaru over Ura. So already Ura has less points right now. Last time from Maegashira 4, or at least in the neighborhood, he went 4-11, 7-8, 8-7. So I don't see him getting a strong winning record if he gets a winning record at all. So I don't know. Maybe Ura falls back down to the middle Maegashira ranks after this one. He will probably be fighting up too, because Teruno Fuji can't fight Midori Fuji and Nishiki Fuji, and Wakatakakage is absent, so it's likely Ura is also fighting up again. I don't think he succeeds with a tough schedule. I wouldn't vote for him. Nishikigi, Maegashira 4. He did better than I expected him to at the previous tournament, even with that Fusensho win. 6-9 from Maegashira 3, fighting up, better than I expected. I would expect about the same from here. That's all I'm really going to say. Slayed him for the last 5 days. Yeah, no, poor Midori Fuji. I really wanted to see him succeed. Yes, tomorrow is going to be the first day of the Basho, and just a reminder, we will not be live streaming the Basho here on YouTube because I still have the strikes from NHK on my channel. They will go away in the month of June, which means I will be streaming on YouTube in July. In the meantime, I am streaming on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Leo Dickinson Sumo. How did Enho do? Funny. Let's see. Enho's at Judio 3, so we might see him back in the top division, actually. Especially with ICHINOJO retiring. Let's see. Who else did we have to cover? Nishikigi, I said not really. Kinbozan. Now, Kinbozan is definitely the wild card here. This is his new career high. He's coming off of an 11-win Maegashira 14. He has 2 straight 11-win Basho. Again, unfortunate that he lost these last 3 days in Judio, but still 11-4, 11-4. This is completely untreaded waters. Probably going to be fighting up. We might see Kinbozan versus Teruno Fuji, and I would love to see that. I really want to see that. Will it happen? I don't think so. I think, because when you see Teruno Fuji's schedule, he fights Takakeisho, Kiribayama, Hoshoryu, Daieisho, Wakamoto Haru, Kotonowaka, Shodai. He's fighting Shodai day 1, and then like those Sekiwake and Ozeki, he fights basically in the second week of the tournament. So he has, those are 7 matches right there. Shodai is taken off. We also know what his day 2 matchup is, actually. Oh, wait, this is day 2. He's fighting Abi day 2. Day 1, he's fighting Shodai. So we already know he's fighting Abi. So that's 8. Can't fight Midori Fuji. Takayasu's 9. Endo 10. Tobizaru 11. Nishiki Fuji 12. Uda 13. Nishikigi 14. Kinbozan 15. So Kinbozan is definitely on the list to fight the Yokozuna. Will Kinbozan have most of his matches fighting up, like against Takakeisho and Hoshoryu and Daieisho? Hard to say, but he will be fighting the Yokozuna probably. Hopefully. I want to see it happen. If Kinbozan fights up, I think he gets blown out of the water, 4-11. If he fights down and up, a little mix of both, maybe a winning record. Kinbozan is a wild card here, and I don't know what to expect from him. I really like him. I hope he gets it. I don't expect him to. And finally, Koto Shoho. The last time he was this far up the Banzuke, 8-7, and then he got blasted back down to Judio for, a long time. And suffering in the bottom of Maegashira. And then even coming back 6-9. Thank you, My Cammy, for your Prime subscription. So coming back, getting a 6-9, and only falling half of a rank. Very generous towards him. And let's see who he fought with this 6-9. He fought around him mostly. He barely even fought up. He fought Wakatakakage, beat Wakatakakage, but he had to fight mostly guys around him, which he will be fighting again. He's going to fight Takayasu again. He's going to fight Endo again. He's going to fight Abi again. He's probably going to fight Hokuto Fuji again. Ryuden I think is a little too far down, but he might fight Ryuden again. He's going to fight Uda. He's going to fight Nishikigi, and it's not looking good for Koto Shoho here, so I wouldn't vote for him. The best, the smartest option here is Takayasu. Midori Fuji, if you're feeling spicy. Kinbozan, if you're feeling fun. And then, of course, a lot of people might pick Uda because he's their favorite. I'm picking Takayasu here. Unfortunately, I will abandon my favorite man, Tobizaru. But that just means if he does succeed, I'm still happy because he's winning. Excuse me. You don't have to have a Twitch account to watch on Twitch, but you will be assaulted with ads as if you're watching live TV. Now, in this next section, we have Maegashira 6-10. Meisei, Mitakeumi, Hokuto Fuji, Tamawashi, Sarano Umi, Takanosho, Onosho, Hirado Umi, Ryuden, and Takeda Fuji. This is where things start to get really interesting and tough to call because pretty much any one of these guys could pop off. Like Meisei, former Sekiwake, he could pop off. Hokuto Fuji, usually fights way above this pay grade. Tamawashi, same thing. Mitakeumi, former Ozeki. Takanosho, former Sekiwake. Sarano Umi, long-standing veteran who was also, what's your highest rank, dude? Highest rank is Maegashira 1, but even then, Sarano Umi was recently, Maegashira 4 and 5, doing quite well for himself there. So this is a really tough section of the map to be in. Takeda Fuji, you never know if you're gonna get an 8-7 or a 4-10, 4-11. Ryuden was just up there himself before his own 2-13. Like, what the hell happened? Last time he was down this low, he got a Jun Yusho. So, any one of these guys could pop off. I get 40 plus wins in Kachi-clash. I should make Yokozuna. You have 270 plus points then. Nice. Me, unfortunately, I'm not even in Judio right now when it comes to the Kachi-clash Banzuke. Welcome, D-Mike. Yes, it is almost time. Thank you for joining. But my point here for this section, and it's not just me washing over it really quickly, is that a lot of these guys can pop off, get 10 plus wins. The ones I wouldn't expect to get anywhere near 10 wins, are Sadano Umi, Takara Fuji, and Hirado Umi. This is Hirado Umi coming off of a 7 and 8. He's still at his career high rank. I mean, maybe he could. I don't know, but I wouldn't trust him to. Mitake Umi is looking pretty terrible for himself. Like, he was Ozeki. He was forever Sekiwake. He was up in those Sanyaku ranks since, 2017. Debuting in 2016, he was up there for the longest time. This is the lowest on the Banzuke he has been since 2016. The last time he was below Maegashira 5 was 2016. When he initially rose up in the first place. Like, did this man just hit 30 and his body was like, all right, you're done, bro? Or, like, what's going on with Mitake Umi? Did he fight through injury for a couple of Basho? I don't know. Like, what? I don't know what's wrong with Mitake Umi. I've never seen him fight this low. In all my time watching sumo, I've never seen him this low on the Banzuke. I don't know what to expect from him. So I'll say hopefuls and believers probably vote for Mitake Umi here. I personally would not. Hokuto Fuji, he's a bomb. He's a yo-yo. Is he gonna pop off, or is he gonna like flaccid 8 and 7? I don't know. Onosho, the same thing as Hokuto Fuji. Onosho and Hokuto Fuji, I always compare because they're so similar in their styles and how they perform their sumo. Last time Onosho was down here 10 and 5, Hokuto Fuji, he's coming off of a 7 and 8. He's been in these middle Maegashira ranks for almost a year now. And from the same rank, he was 10 and 5, went 9 and 0 in September. So, like, I don't know what to expect from these guys. Ryuden could go all the way up, too. Who's responsible for the Sumo Reference website? I don't know, actually. I think it's just a couple of dudes running it from a server in Germany. But yeah, these guys... Yeah, Bear, you want to play? You want to play with your bear? While I'm streaming? That's okay. Go play with your toy. Go play with your toy, Bear. Yeah, it's because it's, what is it, sumo.de? Yeah, .de, which is Deutschland. I think your best bets for this section are Tamawashi, maybe Ryuden, and I'm overrating TakaNosho here because I have to, because if I don't, my wife will beat me. But let me see TakaNosho. Again, I was really high on him. He's still only 28 years old. I was really high on him when he was Sekiwake for a year straight. Like, look at this. November 2020, almost a year straight, But he was up there for a long time until that 4-11. And then even then, Maegashira 4 Jun Yusho, and then injury. And then since then, he's been lounging down here. Was that injury so massive that he can't climb back up? He still does have his bad habits. But I want to believe that he's better than this. Me personally, I would pick Tamawashi here. But I have to pick TakaNosho so my wife doesn't strangle me in my sleep. I do believe TakaNosho's not a bad pick, though. Yeah, if he stops his bad habits, the main one being diving while trying to get an Oshidashi, if he stops doing that and just keeps his feet on the ground, he gets so many more wins. And I don't know if his stable master is ever going to rein him in because he's still trying to prime Takakeisho for Yokozuna. Last but not least, the bottom of the Banzuke. You can vote for ICHINOJO, but you won't get any wins. brain dead answer is going to be Asanoyama. That's probably the answer, though. Everyone else down here, Kageaki, I would not put money on. Oho has been pretty disappointing the past year, but he is only 23. He made it to a career high of Maegashira 8 and, struggled massively from a position where I thought he would do very well, which, again, I was pretty disappointed by Oho. Mitoryu, don't believe in Tsurugisho. His career high is Maegashira 7, and that was recent. And, he had an elbow injury a while ago that doesn't seem to be fully recovered. He is strong, though, Tsurugisho. Myogiryu, older. Ichiyamamoto, inconsistent. Asanoyama is just the brain dead, yeah, no kidding kind of pick. If you don't want to pick Asanoyama and you want to try to be spicy, Aoyama, he didn't get those double digits in March, but he's due for one every year where he gets double digits. Aoyama, probably the pick here. Chiyoshoma, probably not a bad pick here either, honestly. He got 9 and 6 from Maegashira 16, but 5 and 10 from Maegashira 11. That inconsistency kills him, but he's not bad. He is a solid Yotsu. Well, he's a bit of an all-arounder. He can Yotsu, he can, Henka, he can Oshizumo. He does everything. He just doesn't do it all amazingly. So, he's going to lose to Asanoyama, probably might lose to Ichiyamamoto, but I can see Chiyoshoma getting a good wins off of the group down here. Kotoeko, I like Kotoeko. Does he perform better than Asanoyama? Probably not. Hokuseiho, definitely another dark horse here, whereas Asanoyama is the clear, easy favorite. Hokuseiho, the dark horse, definitely the second option here. Hokuseiho is still very unproven in this top division, and so it's hard to say how he would do. Yeah, I'm having a good time. Thank you, Arnie. I appreciate it. Myogiryu said he wants Sekiwake back before he calls it quits. He's going to be doing sumo for a long time if he wants to quit when he's Sekiwake. I don't really believe in Myogiryu. He's getting older. His sumo is just getting lower quality. Daishoho. Who's Daishoho again? Doesn't have his picture up here, but pardon me. It's not his career high, but that career high was way back in 2019. 12 and 3 from Judo, 8 and 7 last tournament. He's been in Judo and even in the third division for the past almost 3 years. I wouldn't pick Daishoho. So really, I think your best options are Asanoyama, Hokuseiho, Kotoeko, and then long shot Aoyama. Any current Rikishi on the verge of retirement? ICHINOJO retired. That's pretty much all we have. As far as Rikishi on the verge of retirement, you could argue for people like Takeda Fuji, Tamawashi, Sadano Umi, Okino Umi. If you want to dip into Judo, Tochi Noshin. If you want to dip even further than that, where is Kiseyama still around? I'm looking for an Umi, not Shiono Umi, Shimano Umi. Where is Shimano Umi? Sorry about that. Oh, he's Judo 13. There he is. Shimano Umi, maybe? Man, I didn't even notice you banned someone in the chat. Good job, Banish. But yeah, no, a lot of guys, I've been saying they've been close to retirement for like 2 years now. Come on, give me a break. But, I'm going to hop on the curve. I'm going to do what everyone else is doing. I'm going for Asanoyama here. And truthfully, this is probably the most basic Kachi-clash anyone could pick. except instead of Takanosho, it would be Tamawashi. Terunofuji, Kiribayama, Takayasu, Takanosho, Asanoyama. That's what everyone's going to be picking right now, except the Takanosho pick. Really, anyone from Maegashira 6 through 10 is going to be a coin flip on whether or not they get you a winning record. So I'm going with the flow. I am making sure to get top 100, okay? I don't want to be bottom 10 out of 750 contestants. Is there a Rikshi that is most likely to Yusho this time? That's a good question because we did not answer that earlier. And now would be a good time to answer that question. So, let me take a drink. Who is the most likely to win the Yusho? Terunofuji is at like 95 to 99%. He's not 100%. I don't believe it's him. I will say, though, I had a dream about a week ago where it was once again Hakuho versus Terunofuji, and they're both 14-0, and we know that Hakuho can't come back to sumo. So hopefully part of that dream comes true, and Terunofuji is 14-0 coming into day 15. And hopefully his opponent is Wakamoto Haru, also at 14-0. If Teru's at 95%, he'll win for sure. Very fair. He is the Yokozuna after all. And the Yokozuna's 50% is about as good as Kotonowaka's 100%. I did say earlier that I read bad training reports about Takakeisho not looking good, still hasn't fully recovered from the injury, so I don't even believe he will last this tournament. Kiribayama and Hoshoryu, I think, are the best of the rest of the class in the top here. So I think for the Yusho, it'll be Terunofuji, Kiribayama, Hoshoryu, and if he's healthy, Takayasu. And then we're going to have Takayasu lose in a playoff again to Terunofuji. The last thing I read about Terunofuji was that, he was practicing. We actually have footage of him in the combo practice at the Kokugi-kan, but Isagahama Oyakata said that his Tachi-ai was not looking good, so he told Teru to rest more, so in preparation for the Basho. So I don't actually have the link to that. I think it was a tweet that I saw, but yeah, basically a rumor I read on Twitter. Uda will go 15-0. That would be interesting. Him and Isagahama aren't on good terms too. That's interesting. I haven't seen anything about that. But yes, my predictions, I think it's close between Terunofuji, Kiribayama, and Hoshoryu. And again, if he's at 100%, I think Takayasu is in the mix as well. If there's anyone else in the Yusho race, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Like, I'll put it this way. Like, I was saying it earlier. Terunofuji, the favorite. Kiribayama, second in line. Hoshoryu and Takayasu, dark horses. Takakeisho, long shot. And then Wakamoto Haru, the 99-1 odds that you bet $10 on just to see if you can actually win. It would be funny if Takakeisho doesn't get the 8 wins, because the last time in history, and I would have to try to find it again because I'm going to paraphrase here and I might get it wrong, but the last time in history that the only Ozeki fell and 2 Ozeki were promoted at the same time was in 1905. Let me go double check that in the Nato Sumo Discord. Let's see. Excuse me for a moment while I do this. Where did I read? I'm pretty sure I read this in the Discord, but now I can't find it, and I'm kind of mad about it. But that would be pretty cool if we saw the rise of two Ozeki at the same time, and we suddenly went from one Yokozuna, one Ozeki to 3 Ozeki. But yeah, overall, this should shape up to be a really fun tournament. The Torikumi for the first 2 days are as follows. Day 1. Well, actually, before we get into that, let me go through the Judio Banzuke. Let me see. Who do I think is going to win the Judio Yusho? Definitely going to be Ochiai. 100%. He's going 14-2 because he's going to win 2 matches on the same day with a Tori Naoshi call. Fuji Seiyun makes his debut, which I'm very excited about. And then, I think it's hard to call who actually wins. Who might get promoted? I hope it's Gonoyama and Enho. I hope Ochiai wins the Yusho. And then I hope Fuji Seiyun does well for himself. Ochiai is currently Judio 8. New career high. Honestly, I forgot Tochinoshin was still here. No, I will not be streaming live on YouTube. I still have NHK copyright strikes, and I have to wait until June for them to go away, which means I will be streaming over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Leo Dickinson Sumo, which you can find in the link right as soon as Nightbot decides to respond. There it is. Leo Dickinson Sumo. So you can watch me over there. If you don't have a Twitch account, don't worry about it. You don't need to make one. Although if you do want to chat, then you would need to make one. You're going Teruno Fuji, Kiribayama, Tobizaru, Meisei, Asanoyama. Meisei is an interesting choice. And then, of course, I do want to cover the top 15 ranks of Makushita, because we have a lot of names here. We got a lot of awesome people in Makushita right now. Kawazoe, Makushita 1, needs a 4-3. Shishi, Makushita 2, new career high. Shishi could finally make it. Mukai Nakano, Makushita 6, across from Tokushoryu. Terutsuyoshi falling to Makushita 5, unfortunately. Akisayama, Makushita 7, across from Dewan Noryu. Kanzaki, Sandamne 100 Sukedashi has been slow and steady, looking really good. Kanzaki, Makushita 8. We have Ishizaki falling to Makushita 11. He is across from Miyagi, who is also Makushita 11. Yoshi returns to Makushita 12. And below them, we have Takahashi and Kaze Keno. A lot of these guys I'm naming are my young guns who have only been in sumo for, less than 2 years. Kaze Keno, 23, Takahashi, 23, been in sumo for only a year. But one of the bigger names right now to look out for is Toshunryu. Toshunryu got the 7-0 Yusho from Sandamne, and they put him straight at Makushita 15 West. I don't know what to expect, but I hope he does not flounder. He is coming from Nippon Sports Science University. A lot of good sumo wrestlers come out of Sports Science University, and well, at Tamanoi Stable, he should have some good guys to practice against. I hope he does not flounder from this rank. And truthfully, out of everyone in these top 15 ranks, who do I think is most likely to win the Yusho, or at the very least, most likely to get promoted? I think Kawazoe gets another 4-3, gets promoted. I don't think Tochi Musashi makes it back to Judio anytime soon. I don't think Terutsuyoshi makes it back anytime soon. I don't think Kiseyama makes it back anytime soon. I'm hoping for Mukai Nakano, Kanzaki to get big winning records. I'm hoping for Shishi to get a winning record. Toshunryu aiming for the most pain in the ass name to say since Wakatakakage. How long until Ochi can even slick his hair back? I don't know. I think it's still like buzz cut right now. I mean, Ochi could be like the next ICHINOJO where he makes it to Sekiwake and only has his hair slicked back. That'd be so cool. But I'm really hoping that a lot of my favorite guys get winning records. I know not everybody can win, but I want Yoshi, I want Ishizaki, I want Miyagi, I want Kanzaki, I want Mukai Nakano, I want Shishi, and I want Kawazoe in Judo within the year. By the year's end, that's where I want them to be. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Yoshi, despite his 7-0 Yusho less than a year ago, has not performed well in these top 15 ranks. He has grown. He has gotten stronger. He's only 19 years old. He has time to marinate. And I like him a lot because he's Yoshi. So that is going to end the stream over here on the YouTube side because I'm going to be playing YouTube videos of them... I'm going to be playing the video of them doing the dohyo purification ceremony, which actually just happened like live an hour ago. It started an hour ago, and we did not watch that because we were doing Guess the Banzuke and all that. But we also have some training videos from the combo practice at the Kokugi-kan. You can see there's a huge panel and guys watching all of these white belt sumo wrestlers. That white training belt meaning that they are of salaried status. All train against each other. Some footage of Tennen no Fuji. We're going to be watching that over on the Twitch channel, so thank you very much for joining us over on the YouTube side. If you don't join over on Twitch, then we will see you on the other side of the Basho, where we congratulate whoever wins, and I'm hoping for a Kiribayama Yusho. I'm 100% on the Kiribayama bandwagon, so we will see you guys over on Twitch. Play my commercial? Oh, I should. I will play the commercial on the YouTube side. I just actually have to set that up. So give me like 2 minutes. Yeah, give me like 2 minutes to set that up real quick so I can play that on the YouTube side, and then I'll play that on the Twitch side too. I will link my Twitch again in just a minute. There's going to be a new commercial featuring my beautiful wife, or wife to be rather. Here we go. And all right, studio mode. All right, I'm going to play the commercial over on the YouTube side. Excuse me, pardon me. This is a good movie.
There's a new Seki Wacky who just got a hot Yusho. And his name is Kiribayama.
Oh wow, Kiribayama won?
Yeah, Kiribayama. And in this giveaway, you have a chance to win some of his merch.
That's awesome. How do I enter?
You can enter to win by redeeming your free raffle ticket every single day of the Basho by spending 1 channel point every day.
Wow, that sounds really easy. What are the prizes?
Prizes include a Banzuke of Kiribayama's win, a fan towel, and a keychain. And remember, every subscription and $5 donation means more entries to win. Because we have a wedding we need to pay for, damn it!
By the way, what happened to the usual guy who does these commercials?
Oh, him? He got too many NHK copyright strikes, so now he's in the hands of the Yakuza.
And there it is. If you want your chance to win some Kiribayama merchandise, be sure to tune in on the Twitch side. Thank you very much for joining us on YouTube, and I will catch you cats later.